Nick Lee, Nat Larson, Peter McGill, multiple national champion and age group record holder. There's Dave Frank coming by looking great.
I didn't know Jacob was doing this.
Yeah, you know, he
must have signed up.
have a moment.
Here's Kevin Sills, president of the Hoka Aggie Running Club, cruising by. You remember him at College Park High School. And the course record holder at the Lafayette Reservoir.
Did they take a while to compile?
It'll update.
Okay. No, well, so it's not really live.
No. Well, it may depend on the internet. But
of course, one of the famous Starkweather brothers goes by. Carl Robinson, Dennis Foster,
Oh, I know that, but
Arnold DeLeon,
Yeah, it'll
William Haas, Paul Baumhoffner,
and is that going to be posted on paper like normal?
Norm Taguchi, David Stauffer, Wayne Pfeiffer,
We think we won, so we want to
Rick
make sure we
Reardon.
post that deadline.
coming
it'll all be
through.
online.
All online. Okay, thank you.
Julius Ratto, Michael Reif, Bill Brusher, James Calloway, Barry Hotchkiss,
I see it online.
Keith Lederer,
Looking at it.
Yeah, he just did.
We still have 4 women out there.
It didn't split for them.
Unless they dropped out.
Peter Wood from the Florida Track Club came by. Peter's over 80 years old out here racing today. Of course, he's just ahead of Sam Benedict, who's a young 75. These guys running 8 kilometers, 8K, 5 miles. Adrian Craven from the Atlanta Track Club comes through. Adrian racing at age 86.
There are other people who were, the sad part is I know that
Of course, you look across the polo field, you see the racers making a big, big loop, and now they're disappearing. Our leaders, Peter McGill, who was right in that front group, has a very strong finish, but it comes down to a kick. You may have a thrill as you get passed by McGill. A little more than 7 minutes into this race. We expect our leaders to be in the neighborhood of 25 minutes. That's Lowell Smith from the San Diego Striders. Way to go, Lowell. 82 years old. Yeah, he says, I can come race. That's Rick Langdon of the Bowerman Track Club. That's our leader in this men's 60 plus. Heading for the finish, looking really good. We'll confirm in a moment, but that sure looks like Jacob Noor. Sorry, Nat Larson, Greater Springfield Harriers. And again, spectators, people in other events, great, thanks so much. But keep the finish clear. These guys have been working hard in excellent weather. But let's make sure they can finish up this great race. And he's got a big lead. Please, people, pick what side or the other to be on. Nice job coming into the finish. It is Nat Larson, Greater Springfield Harriers. Man, he looks good, although he may have to wash his legs. Noah's going to try to hold on for second. Hard finish coming behind him in third. Jacob Noor coming in, looking very good. He'll hold for second. So this is Jacob Noor here in third. Just ahead of Rick Lee. Steve Schmidt pulled up for second. This is John Van Daneker. He looks good. Look at these guys sprint. Going all for it. Everybody working it. Oh, a little collision. Rob Class, Patrick Big, Peter McGill. McGill the big one there. Golden Valley Harriers. Joseph Mora, Genesee Valley Harriers. That's Dan King coming to us from Athletics Boulder. This looks like Shore AC has not changed their uniform in 50 years. That's Henry Nataro. Nice going. Here's Kevin Ostenberg, Los Lomas High School, Sacramento State. Kevin Ostenberg looks good. He's ahead of Tony Young. Is that Tony Young that ran for Cal State LA? Yeah, it is. You remember him being All-American. Here's Ian Mickle from SRA Elite, former Redwood High National Team Champion. Ian Mickle, Roger Sayre, David Westenberg. Please, people, stay off the course if you're not racing. Here's Doug Keller, Joe Bisignano. Here's Ray Rodriguez. Jose Espuro thinking about going for the kick. Can Jose get in? There's Paul Abdallah. That's David Olds. Jose Espuro. David Olds, former champion in the 40 plus. Chris Little. Dan Johnson. Here's another good sprint. Two guys going after each other. Right down to the line, guys. John Barber, Richard Morrissey. Looks like Richard's going to pull ahead. From Atlanta, that's Lester Dragstead. David Lidoff from Athletics Boulder. Here's the bright orange of Club Northwest. Bunch of guys lining up trying to outkick him. That's David White Espen. Dan Spale. Humble Toads out of the San Diego area. That's Adam Weiner. Ivan Huff, former world ranked in the steeplechase just the other day, looking good. Ivan, you remember him at Paso Robles High School. Mike Philippow and Randall Margot. Rick Becker. Randall Margot over 70. Another couple of Humboldt Toads coming up from down south. They're used to this weather. That's Mike LeBold. You remember Mike running at UC Santa Barbara and Grossmont College. Mike Berryman in there. Rick Bruce. Adam Fierst. Paul Noe. Lawrence Sack. Peter Kessler. Louis Morales looking good. Genesee again. Timothy Riccardi. Dave Frank looking good there for the whole day. Yeah, you got the sprint. You got the wheels, David. No, he doesn't. That's Sam Ligoriski and Mark Rajiv. Tim Keenan in there. Look at that sprint. These guys still have it. Tim Keenan in there. Jay Littlepage. Brian Nelson. Robert Qualls. These guys doing a fantastic job. Brian Porter. Greg Wilson. Nice. That's Tony Coffey, coach of the Impalas, running for the Hoka Aggies. That's Bobby Hastings and Brad Byron. The Bunny Gang sprinting in. David McVitie. All right, Brian Purcell still got a kick with Frank Drury and Rick Pfeiffer. Couple of Humboldt Toads there. Arno Sist, Tom Carroll. This is Dennis Villanueva from Club Northwest. And Karsten Wagner, Glenn Mays, Mark Core. This is Sean Randolph. Steve Collars. Out of Syracuse, Theodore Larson. A lot of these guys in their 60s, but some in their 70s and up, doing a great job. Here's Doug Wynn. He's over 70. Gary Basamonte, Ken Adderholt, and there's Doug Steedman, the Flying Scotsman, sprinting in looking good. All right, guys, what a great effort today from the Humboldt Toads. Marshall Verano. Nice sprint by Mark Rabinski from Genesee Valley Harriers. Lake Merritt Joggers and Striders in the blue, that's Martin Bean. Don Hughes from the Syracuse Track Club. From Shore AC, Scott Linnell. Troy Tusher from Empire Runners and Robert Wong. Max Stilson. These guys doing a heck of a job. That's Andy Howard, the Empire Runners out of Sonoma County, California. Jack Nash, Craig Kenworthy, not driving his truck. Don Schwartz, Keith Duncan, David Cook, Cal Coast Track Club. From Greater Lowell, that's John Hadcock, Steve Ash, Eugene Myers, Paul Harris. That's David Dunbar from the Toads. Santa Cruz Track Club coming in. David DeLucci. Carl Rosen there, Strawberry Canyon Track Club from the East Bay here in California. Run for Fun, William Magdalene. Cal Coast in the fluorescent green. That's Dan Arsenault. River City out of Sacramento, Perry Lynn. Once upon a time, a member of the Aggie Running Club. Fred Beavers coming to us from Colorado. Mike Weems, also from Colorado, Boulder, TC. Big group of guys sprinting in, looking good. Eric Farley, John Harmon, Gary Ostwald, Brent Cushenberry, John Donahue, Robert Pickens, Rick Seaburn, Mike Wheely, he's from the Palma Kids here in San Francisco. Francis Burdett, Greater Springfield. Couple of fluorescent guys from Cal Coast. Tom Albright, oh yeah, that jersey's bright. And Ignacio Jimenez.
Good job, Reno. That's a tough one today.
Harold Letty, Ken Gooden, Dave Glass. Dave is 76 years old. Ron Wiley. Don Porteous of Tamalpa. Another great job by Don. Len Goldman, Ben Mundy. And Ethan Narimatsuddin. This is the green of the Palma Kids, John Spriggs. Oh, two guys, are they going to battle it out? Of course they are. It's cross-country racing. Right down to the last 50 yards. Doing a great job. That's Bill Langhout and Gene Jensen. There's the Golden Valley Harriers, and that's Norman Carpenter. Just ahead of Andy Harris of the River City Rebels. Yeah. Glenn Stewart. Here's Doug Bell ringing it in. Here comes Doug Wood of Syracuse. Robert Dipple, Empire Runners. From Atlanta, Kirk Larson. Robert Navarrete, Aaron Pratt in there, Art Martinson. Look at this nice sprint from Genesee. That's Bill Biobot. 67 years old, sprinting in like a young man. That's Dave Latner for the local Palma Kids here for the Bunny Gang. That's Harry O'Hara. Harry's 74 years old. David Calderon coming in. Lino Fabula. Lino is 81 years old, racing cross country. Steve Doyle, Joe Sheeper. They're in their 70s. Jeff Rosenthal. Please keep the course clear. Chuckarella coming in. Brian McSweeney with an almost great last name. And here comes Kevin Seals, president of the Hoka Aggies.
I didn't know.
And this is Dennis O'Halloran in his 7th decade of racing cross country here in Golden Gate Park. You remember him at St. Francis High School in Mountain View. Dave Stancliffe, Drake High School school record holder. Stancliffe, also at college in Marin. Mark Flomer, Mike Kopfer, Dan Deere, that's Michael Mister from the Ann Arbor Track Club. He thinks it's a balmy day. Yes, Mr. Starkweather, that's Stephen Starkweather of the Los Colindas Racers and Striders.
Everything going good here.
You got some serious teammates yelling for you. That's Dennis Foster, Timothy Ernst, and Ken Williams.
It hasn't been a
All right,
problem.
guys, looking
Hasn't been a
real,
problem.
real
It's been okay.
good.
Biggest problem is people wandering
Paul
on the
Carlin,
course. As you
William Haas, Arnold De Leon, Carl Robinson.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens with those. That's no space.
I think, well, the problem is the rain's supposed to pick up.
Yeah.
So you're a master now, huh?
Yeah, so I'm
Correct.
about to go crazy.
Again, this is the
Are they
men
moving
60
anything
plus.
for the first
It is
time?
roughly
Not that I'm,
10:30
well,
race time.
well, they do the little cones, but other than that, I
men's
think that's
masters.
it.
Okay, so
That's
some
men
people
40 and up.
wear spikes
Your
and
race
kind of
scheduled
run
at
on the side there.
10:45. So
I knew
you've
that would
got
happen. That's why we call them the first. Okay, so at
15
the
minutes.
first lap,
Never trust me. That's
coming
right,
through
Pete
here,
Sweeney.
it's gonna be,
Don't trust
well,
me on the time and
The
miss
young
your race.
masters in open will come
So
through
these are
here
men 60 plus.
3 times.
Way to go, fellas. Looking
two.
good. All right.
so we just need to make sure those
French in
cones don't
there.
get.
Well,
John
they'll have the
Combs,
initial
Michael
and then
Busby.
a lap and then
Yeah.
the finish.
So we just have to make sure those little cones
So
don't
at
get
40
put out
plus, you
too
guys
early.
Yeah,
lost
I think they've been on it.
15
Okay.
minutes up
All
at
right, I gotta
Helman
get this
Meadow.
Okay,
To
good
the
luck.
east, it does not start down here. Starts to the east. Don't miss it. All right, nice finish. Looking good, guys. We had Doug Goodhue, Terry McCluskey, Robert Boyce, Paul Baumholzner, David Stauffer, James Flanagan, Peter McKay. Peter in the bright orange of Club Northwest there.
That's right.
This Ratty. Lloyd Hansen, Ed Bly. Ed is in the 80 group, 80 plus. Wayne Pfeiffer, Keegan Morrison. Coming in there, Michael Villamere, Salvador Martinez for the Spartans. That's Hans there in the white. Hans is 82 years old, running for Tamalpa out of Marin County, which is on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, let's